Time for a 2026 NFL mock draft here on Four Verts. My name is Harrison Graham with week one in the books and week two upon us. And a couple of weeks into the college football season, I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a round one mock draft. Now, currently, three teams do not have first round picks. That would, of course, be the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Green Bay Packers due to trades they have previously made, so they will not be represented here. Okay, draft order based on reverse Super Bowl odds. The New Orleans Saints, this just makes too much sense, right? Everybody's been saying tank for Arch. His grandpa played in New Orleans. I don't have Arch Manning in this draft. I think he's staying another year. Garrett Nussmeier, his dad is the offensive coordinator under Kellen Moore on New Orleans' staff. I think right now he is the highest floor QB prospect in this draft. I don't think he's the highest ceiling guy, but I still do think he has a pretty good ceiling. Good decision maker, tough as hell, accurate. He will have had 2 years of starting experience under his belt by the end of this season. If he continues to have a good year in a sense, I think he's going to be in the mix to be the top selection. Drew Allar could be as well because he's played a lot of ball, and one thing he's got over Nussmeier is he's got more physical gifts. He's 6'4", he's got a big arm, a little bit more mobile. He's kind of that higher upside guy that teams like to take nowadays. I need to see him play better in bigger games, and if he does that this year, then maybe I can get fully on board. I'm not a huge Drew Allar guy, but I do see the traits. Browns select him number 2 overall in this mock draft. All right, my only trade in this mock is the Rams move up. Remember, they've got that extra first-round pick with that trade they made with the Falcons in the draft last year. I'm sending both those picks to the Titans, 11 and 26, and a fifth-round pick, which was actually originally Tennessee, so they get that pick back for the third pick. 3 to L.A., 11, 26, and a fifth back to Tennessee. And I'm going to go quarterback again. Listen, Matthew Stafford, he's year to year at this point. He's got this back thing going on. Even if he plays another year, I could see the Rams making a move with this extra first-round pick to try and get their quarterback for the future. LaNorris, Sellers, traitsy guy, big, strong, physical athlete, can run around, big arm. Ideally, you would have Stafford another year, and Sellers could sit behind him and learn. So they go up and get their quarterback of the future. Okay, Caleb Downs, the safety out of Ohio State, goes to the Jets. Jets could certainly go quarterback in the draft next year. We'll see how it goes. But I could also see them, even if Justin Fields isn't the long-term answer, which he probably isn't, if he's just solid this year, just build the roster up, right? Get good players in the building, and then maybe you draft a quarterback in 2027 or 2028. Aaron Glenn is a defensive back himself. I could see them taking one of the best safety prospects in years in Caleb Downs. And let's be honest, Andre Cisco isn't that good. All right, if you want us to do more mock drafts during the fall, I'd be open to doing it. Maybe every 2 or 3 weeks we do a new mock. Let's prove it, right? Because if we don't get a lot of views on this video, if we don't get new subscribers, that tells us that the audience didn't enjoy the content. Maybe it's too early for draft stuff. But if you guys do want more mock drafts, let us know. Let's get 30 new subscribers. If we get 30 or more new subscribers, we'll do one every few weeks here. So show support and hit that subscribe button. Okay, 5th overall pick, the Giants select Spencer Fano, one of 2 Utah offensive tackles that could go in the first round of this draft. Andrew Thomas has his injury concerns, but more so than that, Jermaine Illuminor is on a contract year. He could get a decent contract. They could just look to go younger and draft an offensive tackle of the future. Okay, Rueben Bain Jr., the edge out of Miami. Not sure you guys watched Miami Notre Dame in week 1, but this guy dominated. He is an explosive edge rusher. Probably fits a 3-4 better than a 4-3, so I like the fit with the Giro Evero in Carolina. I think he's going top 10. Okay, Dolphins. Why not stay close to home? They take Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle out of Miami. Patrick Paul looks good on the left side, but they need a right tackle. They need a long-term answer on the right side, and I think this could be their guy. The Las Vegas Raiders at number 8 overall select Peter Woods, the defensive tackle out of Clemson. Obviously, they had a defensive tackle out of Clemson, Christian Wilkins, who they paid a lot of money, but that did not end up working out. So they could be in the market to beef up that interior next offseason, whether it's in the draft or in free agency. Okay, the Patriots at number 9, first receiver comes off the board, Jordyn Tyson, big, physical, fast out of Arizona State. Don't be concerned, wide receiver Arizona State Patriots fans. I know we're all scarred by N'Keal Harry, but I think Tyson's the real deal. Good with the ball in his hands, can high point the ball, win at the point of contact, and he's good after the catch too. So I'm a big fan of his game. Keep an eye on him this fall. Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida. Now, he's been dealing with the foot issue, so keep an eye on that. But 6'6", 325, has a lot of power, a little pass rush juice as well. Seattle could use a beefy guy on that interior of that defensive line. He goes number 10 here. Titans select T.J. Parker after trading down with the Rams. The edge rusher out of Clemson comes off the board. Really good Clemson defensive prospect class this year as Tennessee bolsters that defense. The Cowboys select the first running back to come off the board. Jeremiah Love, number 12 overall. I don't think they have the long-term answer at running back on their roster. But if you get Jeremiah Love, a true three-down talent at running back, you could pair him. Ideally, Jaden Blue progresses and could be that number 2 scat back type. I think that could be a good pairing moving forward. We got Jermod McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee. He tore his ACL in January. He's trying to get back for the second half of this season, so keep an eye on that. He entered this process as the number 1 corner. I still have him as the top corner, assuming he progresses, can get back and put some good tape out there. Played really well last year, so I like that a lot. And the Colts literally have Avieon Howard starting right now, who was not in football last year. So, yeah, they could certainly use a young and talented corner for the future. Okay, the Chicago Bears select Keldric Faulk, the edge out of Auburn. He's kind of a Dennis Allen prototype, 6'6", 285, big, strong, long arms. Can stop the run, good pass rusher as well. Fits the mold for what Allen likes, and the Bears could use more pass rush help. Fernando Mendoza goes to the Steelers. Didn't have a great opener for Indiana, but he's big arm, can move around a little bit. A lot of talent. The transfer from Cal. Aaron Rodgers had a great week 1, and even if he changes his mind and plays another year, clearly he's not the long-term answer in Pittsburgh. I don't think Will Howard is either. I think he profiles more as a backup. We know Mason Rudolph isn't a long-term option. So Fernando Mendoza, a guy who you would ideally sit for a year. Maybe you can convince Rodgers to play another season, or maybe you get a stopgap guy, or maybe he just competes with Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, let the best man win, and then long-term Mendoza is your guy. I think he's got a chance to be really good. Who is your favorite 2026 quarterback prospect? You can throw Arch Manning in there if you want. I don't think he's ready. I think he ends up staying at Texas for 2 years, so didn't include him in this mock, but you can certainly put his name if you want. Avieon Terrell, the corner out of Clemson, yes, that is the younger brother of A.J. Terrell, who I believe also was the 16th overall pick with the Atlanta Falcons. He goes to the Browns here. This pick via Jacksonville due to the Travis Hunter draft day trade from the 2025 draft. Cleveland could use another corner. Denzel Ward's future is murky. There's chatter he could get moved. He's getting older anyway, so I like Terrell to land in Cleveland here. All right, today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks, halfway home in this mock draft, and we got to tell you about Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football's back and better than ever, and I'm firing off Prize Picks lineups every single week. It's very easy to play Prize Picks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. For week 2, Prize Picks is offering a max discount on Travis Kelce of just more than half a receiving yard. I've paired that with Ja'Cory Krosky merits more than 41.5 rushing yards, $20 lineup to win $60. Of note, these max discount plays can only be used once per user, so choose wisely when you play that Kelce max discount right there. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Okay, pick number 17 here. The Cardinals select Kadyn Proctor. He's a big guy, like 365, 370. I think he needs to shed some weight, but he's very technical. I think he would have to play in more of a gap scheme if you're running more of a zone. probably not the best fit. So he'll be very team dependent, but he does have a lot of talent. Connor Lew, the best interior offensive lineman as of now in this draft, center, guard, hybrid. Texans could use both, but especially a center. So I think this fit is good. LT Overton, the edge out of Alabama, goes to the Buccaneers. Listen, their offense is pretty set. I mean, they could add like a depth tight end or like a guard or something like that. But I think beefing up that defense to continue to progress on that side of the ball, whereas the offense is pretty set, makes a lot of sense. So I go the Bama edge here. Excuse me. All right, another tackle here. The Florida offensive tackle, Austin Barber, goes to Denver. Mike McGlinchey, that contract, you can start to get out of it after this year. If you're the Broncos, he's just an average player. Barber could sit for a year, be the swing tackle. You could go that route as well. So I think that's a possibility for the Broncos. A.J. Harris, the Penn State corner, another good player. Could be the top corner in this class, depending on how things play out over the next couple of months. He goes to the Bengals at 21. Another corner, Dalen Averett, out of Georgia to the Vikings. The secondary is probably the weakest link on that roster, so like adding on the back end there from Minnesota. Love this name, Jennings Dunker, the offensive tackle out of Iowa. He's played a lot of ball. I mean, look at this guy. You're telling me that's not a Jim Harbaugh offensive lineman? You draft him. Listen, we don't know what Rashawn Slater's future is. Get Dunker in there. Maybe he's your long-term right tackle with Joel at left. Maybe Rashawn Slater becomes a trade piece. Maybe Dunker's a swing tackle at first. Maybe he could play some guard. I just think that that Slater injury is something to monitor long-term, no question about it. All right, Kenyon Sadiq, the top tight end on the board right now. Zach Ertz is getting old. He's 36. Even if he wants to come back for another year, you need to start thinking about the future at that position. You take the Oregon tight end who can catch, he can block. I'm a big fan of his game. Shout out your favorite college football team down in the comment section of this video. Who are you repping? Maybe your favorite team has a player in this mock draft, but let's hear it down in the comments. Okay, 49ers select Isaiah World, another offensive tackle. Trent Williams isn't going to play forever. He's 37. Ideally, he'd play one more year. World could kind of be a swing for a year, then take over there on the left side. But, yeah, I think you got to start thinking long-term about who the successor to Trent Williams is. Mekhi Lemon, this guy is a yak machine. 5'11", speed demon out of USC. Get Cam Ward another weapon on the outside. The Titans had 1 million drops in their season opener. Remember, Tennessee has both Rams first-round picks based on that trade I made. I think that would be a good move for the Titans. Max Clare, another tight end out of Ohio State. Keep him close up north to play for Detroit. Really good receiving type of player. Obviously, they have Sam Laporta, but I don't love the rest of that tight end room up in Detroit. Good roster, too, so you can kind of go BPA. I think Claire fits that mold. Kristen Miller, the defensive tackle out of Georgia, goes to the Chiefs. When you're in a spot where you have to trade to bring Derek Nottie back, it's probably not great. Chris Jones is getting older, too, so you got to start thinking about that position long-term. Okay, 4 more here. Mateo Uiagalelei, the edge rusher, linebacker out of Oregon. DJU's brother, very good prospect, very good pass rusher. I think this would be pretty good value for Dallas, who owns this pick due to the Micah Parsons trade. And they already are missing him because they worked out Jadeveon Clowney. You're going to need some long-term help on the edge. Caleb Lomu, the other offensive tackle out of Utah. Listen, kind of like a couple of these other tackle picks, Lane Johnson isn't playing forever, so maybe Lomu sits for a year. Maybe Johnson's retired by then, and he's your guy at right tackle. So I think he could sneak into round 1. Dominic Orange, the defensive tackle out of Iowa State, lands with the Ravens. I think he'd be a fun fit next to Justin Matabike, as Orange is more of that nose tackle type. And then lastly, the Bills select Carnell Tate, big physical receiver out of Ohio State, can track the ball downfield, get Josh Allen a weapon. I don't know if he has wide receiver 1 potential in the NFL, but I do think he can be a very good player. And that Bills wide receiver room is kind of a mash unit, a bunch of like number 3 receivers. I think Tate could at least be a number 2 type of guy. All right, there you go. 2026 mock draft. Technically the second one I've done. I did a way too early edition shortly after the 2025 NFL draft. So if you want to go back and check that one out and kind of compare and contrast. Again, if we get 30 or more subscribers on today's video, we'll work these in periodically every few weeks during the college and NFL season, and obviously we crank them up even more during the off season. So we got you covered on that front. Of course, our daily videos of the latest news, rumors, college football things, everything going on in the football world. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you guys soon.